Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your host here at Don't Run with Scissors. I am hopefully your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, three crazy rescue dogs who likes to craft in her spare time, is training for Ironman, and has gone back to school to be an Asl interpreter. And to add that to every. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a boost. It sends me a message if you subscribe, and it kind of boosts my self-esteem. And you know, life is where we all need that little boost. If you're returning, welcome back. So, in an effort to share my love of ASL and um, deaf culture, want to sign things right. Um, I try to teach you guys a sign of the week. So this week's sign is actually 3 words. So you're going to sign happy. So you need your little happy. And you have to make sure you smile, because you can't sign happy and be like, so you have to sign happy. You're going to take your index fingers, you point your fingers, and you're going to sign a heart. You can sign it over your heart or more center, so heart, so Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day. Those of you who kind of have been with me a while know that Valentine's Day is a hard couple days for me. It is the anniversary of several losses, and some very painful things. I'd like to say that I'm healed from things and that we're moving forward. But what I've realized is that in healing, you still get to honor those feelings. Like those feelings and those hurts and that pain doesn't just up and disappear, just because everything's honky-dory again. I think healing means that you're able to progress forward, that you know that it doesn't bog you down all the time, but there are still times where those feelings are valid, and so I want to make sure that people understand that, like, your feelings are valid. So if you're struggling on a certain day because of feelings, it's okay. It's okay. And if you need to talk them out, feel free to send me a message. Like, I will listen. The lives aren't all ups. And, and in some way, there's a whole toxic positivity sort of theory that, like, oh, if we don't experience the downs, then we won't value the ups. Bullshit. But they happen. And they are part of, the downs are just as much a part of life and make us who we are as the ups. But it's okay to feel the feels with the downs. So today, it's Valentine's Day, and I just want everybody to take a moment to remember that part of, for me, Valentine's Day has come to be loving myself. So take a moment to just love yourself. Give yourself that extra gentle hug, to get through it, and if you don't have a partner, so what? Love yourself today. Do something special for you. And if you have a partner, still do something special for you, because you are enough and you deserve it. So there you go. And you have my permission. If you need somebody's permission to do something nice for yourself, because sometimes we do, sometimes I need that, like, permission to say, okay, XYZ is okay, or I can do XYZ, and you have my permission. I know if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to get it. So, there's my soapbox for the. I can't say that during this time together we're not going to have another soapbox, but right now that's my soapbox. So, last week I ended up forgetting to, I got them up here so that I would remember them. Those of you who remember, I did some, and I just dropped one, but they all three look the same. It's the same backing fabric. But I have to get it off the floor because Nigel is my chewer. Nigel will find it on the floor, and Nigel will chew it, and then I will be mad because he did that with my one, and I will show you that. I finished my little thingies. I was going to flat fold them as ornaments. I ended up making them little pillow ornaments. I think they're super, super cute. So I did FFO those in time. I don't have a Valentine's Day tree. I couldn't find one. Not that I looked really hard, because honestly I didn't. But whatever. So right now they're just hanging off the little the finial. How's that for a technical word? The finial on my lamp. That's that little knobby that you like screw your lampshade to the wire thing where the light bulb is. It's called a finial. Who knew? There's your word of the day. Another learning experience with Kelly. They hang there. They're cute. I don't know that I'm gonna put them away anytime soon, but whatever. We'll see. I was just super proud that I had them and they're FFO'd, and yeah. So who knew? So, what else? Oh, so my other soapbox still goes along with the first. It doesn't go along with the first one, except for the fact that it has to do with ASL signing. Did y'all watch football? And that is a sign for football. Football yesterday. It was a Super Bowl. I watched the football game. Not because I cared, because I wasn't vested with either team, but whatever. I like the commercials, but I had a lot of homework yesterday. We had some projects come up, and I like literally between yesterday and today, I had 2 projects, and I have like 4 tests to do, and I have class tonight. And that's why we're doing this so early in the morning. And I honestly debated doing it last night, but I was so tired by the end of the day that I was just like, I'm out. And I went to bed. To which I promptly laid in bed and couldn't sleep. So whatever. I probably should have just filmed last night. Anyways, we're here now. So focus. My ADD is really, really bad. So the whole big thing was they had Asl Interpreters, and they had some really famous deaf artists signing. And I was really excited because I wanted to see. One is Wawa, and he's a deaf rapper. And then Sean is the husband of my teacher. And he's from this area. And there was a third who was a woman. And I'm forgetting her name. Oh my God. My neighbor just opened the door. Sorry. So I was watching the game to see the 3 signing. Not during the national anthem. For like 5 seconds. We get to the halftime. No signers. What the fuck? Turns out, despite Title III of the ADA, you had to use a special app in order to see the interpreters all the time. Adding to the problem was you had to pay for the app, and the app could only accommodate so many people. And so a lot of people, several people that I personally know, couldn't access the signing. How is this right? Somebody explain this to me, because it's not right. They should have been on the main screen. If nothing else, right on the corner. I get it. People wanted to see Dr. Dre and Eminem. And I get it, because I wanted to see them too. I was going old school and dancing. I was getting it started in here. I was dropping my beat. But I wanted to see the signers. And I didn't get to. And it sucks. Because this morning, Wawa on his Facebook page, he showed a small clip. And it was awesome. So good. And I wish I could figure out how to put like that clip in here so you guys could see it too, because it truly was amazing. And we need to make that normal. And again, it should have just been part in the, if nothing else, in the corner. And the other thing is the 3 interpreters weren't on the stage with the main people. They were kind of off in the side. Okay, I'd rather see the interpreter than 15 guys dressed all the same doing the same moves in front of, like, there could have been a balance. So I'm a little pissy. I'm a little mad. I'm frustrated. So there's my other soapbox. You get 2 so far. Who's keeping count? Maybe you guys maybe we need to do Kelly Bingo. And you guys could catch it, like, yeah. Make your own Kelly Bingo card. And if you get bingo, like, if you do, share it with me. And then if you get bingo, I will send you a prize. How's that? Like, it'll be something small. It may be a skein of DMC, whatever. But it'll be something fun. So there you go. Going forward on any other future episodes, do Kelly Bingo. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So, I did get some stitching done. It was a busy week. I did get some stitching done. I've gone back to biking almost every day. I have Thursday. I could hardly walk or stand. It was actually terrifying. Because was it Thursday? It was. I take that back. I think it was Friday. Thursday or Friday. Excuse me. Now I have the hiccups. Every time I film, I get the hiccups with you guys. So either Thursday or Friday, I had a point where I could hardly move. Like I could hardly stand. It was painful. It was horrible. I debated going to the ER. One of my doctors actually recommended that I do that. I didn't end up doing that. The thing, everybody keeps blaming on the long bike ride, and I get that. That makes sense, except for my back has been an ongoing issue. Did 200 miles on the bike? Did that help things? Probably not. Probably not. But the fact that the day before and 2 days before I had felt so good that I had said to my coach, my daughter decided to walk into the kitchen and set the dog bells off. Hey! Stop being so mouthy. I had felt so good that I had asked my coach, hey, can I start biking again? Because I'm fine. And then to wake up, like, it was Friday that I felt so bad, because on I think it was on Wednesday. I actually posted a picture of my bike going, I think my bike misses me. Thursday we had class and it was a little crazy. We weren't supposed to have a class. We were supposed to have a test. He pushed the due date to the test till today, which is throwing off my schedule. I should have just gone ahead and stayed up late Thursday night and done it and got it done with. But I'm grateful because we had class and we practiced signing and our grammar, because ASL grammar, it's not a word-to-word exchange. There's an actual difference in the grammar structure of how you speak. And so we practice like our conjunctions, like but, however, which is, yeah, I need. So I woke up, I could hardly move. It wasn't the bike from the weekend before. I don't know what's going on. I have an appointment this Wednesday with my GP. And I have an appointment on Thursday with, I don't know what happened to my slippers, with the pain management specialist. And I think they need to do some further testing to figure this out, because I don't think this is normal. So anyways, we did bike. We're back up, easy hour, not a big deal. I bike again today, but like I said, I'm jam-packed with work and classwork and things. So now you're saying, what did you stitch? Glad you asked. Actually, it should be stitched what? Last week, stitched two things. First, I finished second stitched but not much. Life. We also have a couple more patterns that we're working on, Clay and I. So that's exciting. He is a big Gilmore Girls fan. I've watched like maybe an episode here or there, bits and pieces, but it's not a show I'm overly familiar with, but apparently there's a huge fan base because everybody's excited about this new pattern that's coming out. So we are doing a big Gilmore Girls sampler. We have the Love You Always. We have the, it's not the Cabin in the Woods. Oh my goodness. The Do No Harm pattern. We are in talks with a couple brick and mortar shops for carrying our stuff. That's really, really exciting. We have talked through several more pattern ideas. And yeah, so totally excited. So let's get on with it. So we've showed you our FFOs. The other one that I finished this last week was on my WIPGO board. It was dun, 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 square 17. I was slated for 10 days. It took me the full 10 days, which that's because some days, in order for it to count as a day, I had, for my rules, and it's my board, my rules. That's the deal with WIPGO. Your board, your rules. My board, my rules. I have to put in at least 100 stitches. So some days, like I had a couple of days where I didn't quite meet 100 stitches. So I had to combine like 2 days equals 1 day. So it did take me the full day, 10 days of at least 100 stitches. But, and there are some mistakes. My top border is a little different. It's basically the same, but it's not the same. But whatever. It is totally good. So that is Funky Menagerie by Lindy Stitches. I absolutely love it. Bean thinks it's hysterical. I think I keep flitting back and forth because I'm also stitching There's No Planet B for her. And I'm debating whether to frame them or to make them pillows. I see them framed from other people and I absolutely love them framed. But then I'm thinking, wall space, does she really want a bunch of framed cross stitches from her mom? And she doesn't say either way. She's like, whichever way, Mom. I love her. Okay. So I roll my finishes, a lot of my finishes, especially after I've washed them. I don't know why. When I'm working on them, I fold them. But once they're finished, they end up like little rolls, like little sushi rolls. I don't know. Okay. So the other one that I have been working on is my block number 5. Which is the Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty Sal from last year. If you guys remember, I had an error. I set it to, again, it's 10 days. All of my WIP Go goals are 10 days. 10 days worth of work because I put a lot of big ass full coverage projects on my WIP Go board because I wanted to be able to work on them. Like, last year I had some projects that I love and I didn't even pull them out, like Jeep Van Gogh. So I wanted to make sure that I slated at least 10 days. 10 days at least 100 stitches will put in at least 1,000 stitches into each project on my thing. Several of them will end up being will be finished. And some of them I'll get close enough to a finish that, like the extra days in the month, I'll just keep working on, is my thought process. So Modern Folk Embroidery, I had a mistake in there and I couldn't figure it out before, so I put it in timeout. And I picked it up once before and I still couldn't. I was like, I don't know. This time I picked it up, figured out the error right away, and realized I had done way too many stitches past the mistake to where I was either going to have to just figure out how to adjust it going forward, or I was going to have to do a total restart. And doing a total restart had zero appeal to me. So I kind of figured it out, how to adjust it. It's shouldn't be a big deal, because when I put this in, this is in the exact right spot. So what is over is that my 0 is over one too many squares, which had meant that I had started counting this line in the wrong spot. Because I don't do one X at a time, I think it's called Dutch stitch, and I use the sewing method. I do a line across, a line across. So what I did is, I'm going to be really honest and transparent here. I just stitched the black over the gray. You can do that. Just so you all know, you can totally do that. So this up until halfway through this V is the February block. So I got quite a bit in, and this is, I don't know, I think it's over a little bit. It's over one stitch too close or something, but whatever, doesn't matter, because I did not make the same mistake over here, but it's one stitch, so it will just look a little avant-garde if you even notice it. But like, I got all of this down here finished. I got this put in. I filled in my heart. I have this side almost done. I did this whole motif, or this whole triangle starting in here, because that's the start of the March block. So I have worked on this now officially. I didn't get 100 stitches put in yesterday. so I've technically got 2 days in. I'm going to try to get the rest of 1 day's worth, the 100 stitches, put in today, which should finish out in here. And hopefully bring the gray through here. And this is my goal today, is to finish this motif and up in here and potentially this. Now there is the start of the square, there's 2 birds down here that start. And this is kind of like filigree over here, down here. I don't think I'm going to get to that part today. That's my goal is to just get this part done today. Including this little side piece of, just because this is almost just straight solid stitching, so like I can do that while I'm listening to the teacher read the book to us tonight. But my web design, like, honestly, I'm so impressed that, like, now granted, I'm literally following word for word from the book for the project, and that's okay right now for the coding. But I'm doing it. So I take that back. I'm not working on this today. I'm not. This goes, this is gonna go aside, till tomorrow, because I'm going to love myself today. Part of loving myself today, one, is giving me the grace that says if I don't have time or the mental capacity to stitch, because sometimes stitching does take mental capacity. There's a lot of counting, there's concentration, and sometimes, which is why sometimes I just have those projects like my long dog, where I have the blocks where I don't have to count. I'm literally just filling in the negative space on long dog. Or if you're doing the unicorn tapestry or the transtastical cell with the unicorn, that one's a great one too when you're low brain function, like low brain capacity, but you still want to stitch, because there's large chunks that once you have the outlines in, you can just fill in. So that's a great one to kind of do while you're watching TV or whatnot. What I am going to work on today, because of all days, I feel like it is important to do. Bear with me here. I have so much on my little table, or on my little hashtag. Just Nigel. I am going to work on the self-love sampler from Birdie Crossing. That's what I'm going to work on today. This is where I'm at, so we'll see how far I get. Hang on one second. Hey, Bean, can you take the monsters out? We took the Amigos for ice cream last night. Now, Nigel, we've never taken for ice cream. That's what I was hoping to avoid. For you guys, sorry. Lizzie loves ice cream. So Lizzie ate, she couldn't get her nose far enough in to totally finish the cup last night from McDonald's, but we just get her a vanilla ice cream from McDonald's. Maisie hardly ate any. She was funny. And she won't eat whipped cream. So, you know, her little cup of ice cream will ask her, you know, till I get fed up and just give it to Lizzie usually. So Nigel, we had never taken for ice cream before. I don't know why, which is really weird, but we hadn't. So we took him last night. Oh my God, this little dog can fit his whole head in the McDonald's cup. He licked that thing clean almost as fast as Lizzie got through hers. It was crazy. It was the funniest thing I have witnessed in a long time. Honestly, it was just, he's so funny. He's a character. He's a character. He's like a little grumpy old man. What we also realized, between Friday and Saturday, we got Lizzie 5 years ago. We rescued her. And Maisie we rescued 2 years ago. So those are good things to celebrate this weekend. And I chose to kind of focus on that. As far as happy memories. So yeah, so with that said, I am going to head out. I have to drop some flosses on the floor and I need to pick them up before Nigel eats them. And then I have to take an ASL test and 2 biology tests, as well as some biology homework. Here's the question of the week for you. Obviously, I believe in learning, and learning doesn't necessarily mean college degrees. Absolutely not. Like, whatever. You can, and there's a lot to be said for, but I'm constantly trying to learn new things, whether it's learning a new recipe or like I finally sat down and figured out the whole heel flap on socks last year. I have to finish the second sock for my pair of socks. And I really did enjoy stitching them and want to get better at it. Maybe it's learning a new hobby. Maybe it's learning, I don't know, a new way of doing things. Whatever. I always want to be learning something. And the question yesterday came up because here in Michigan, you have to be, in order to be an interpreter, you have to be certified. In order to earn your even sit for the test, I believe you have to have a degree. That's fine. I'm earning mine. Which I think in some ways is kind of wrong, because if you're like a CODA, which is a child of a deaf adult, you may not need the degree in order to interpret properly. You should be able to just sit for the test if you have that knowledge. Or like we have some high schools who have fantastic programs to learn sign. You may not need an actual degree. So, but regardless, okay, so we in Michigan, we actually have one of the highest standards for our interpreters, and certifications and things like that. So in the country, which is pretty impressive, and I think is a good thing. One of the things I want to do is be a personal trainer. I have coached several athletes through their first triathlons. All but one have podiumed, things like that. Like, being healthy doesn't mean you're skinny. Being skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. But in my journey, I have lost and kept off over 100 pounds. I had lost more and gained a little bit back, but I'm still at the 100 pounds gone mark. I've accomplished a lot, and I've trained, I've coached, I've written training plans for other people to help them either get started or whatnot. But I found several trainers during my journey who were very either condescending because I am a bigger athlete, or told me I couldn't do it, or didn't know how to. I had one trainer who was like, oh, as I was still learning to walk on my own without a walker, so my balance was still really bad, told me I should do walking lunges with a weight plate over my head. I had another trainer who told me that I should not try to run anymore, but rather I should take up racquetball and tennis. Pretty sure my neurosurgeon would not want balls flying at my head, which later I asked him and he laughed. He's like, no, please don't do that. And he's pretty big on not telling me not to do stuff. He's usually pretty big on, yeah, go for it. I mean, I have very few restrictions from my neurosurgeon, thank goodness. And my neurosurgeon understands kind of the level of crazy, because he is qualified, trained, and run Boston. Trained, qualified, and ran? Probably trained, qualified, and ran. That's probably the right order to say that. So I was talking to somebody, and like, here in Michigan, you actually don't need any certification to be a personal trainer. Your gym that you work for may require it, but the state actually doesn't. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. Of course, it also explains a whole lot more to me So the question became, how many degrees is too many? Now, my friends, I love my friends. I have the best friends. Like, honestly, I have amazing friends, and I think you guys are all in my circle. So I posted the question on Facebook: how many degrees is too many? And some of my friends are like, really, at about 85 degrees, I tap out. Like, and I start sweating all the time, like even just sitting, and it's kind of gross, kind of thing. And I had to laugh because they all know what I mean, but the fact that they did that, like, cracked me up. So funny. So the question of the week is, how many degrees is too many? Is there such a thing as too many degrees? So the keyword will be degree. Leave your answer below. I don't know what the prize will be, but then we'll random generate a number or a winner, and I will send you something because I'm just in that mood. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know. So that will make it even more fun. Surprise! So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get going on homework and casework and hopefully some good stitchy time. So, if you need anything, as always, reach out. I'm on Instagram. I'm His Princess Kelly. I try to answer everything. I try to do what I can. Oh, that's the other thing. So donations for our club to give to 42 Strong end tonight at midnight. Again, I will pop that link below. Right now we are sitting at about $52,000 that we have raised. That is phenomenal. I am so proud of my club. Again, it sucks that we are in a position where we had to raise this. We didn't have to, that raising this money was even an issue. But I am so proud that we were able to, Lizzie, that we were able to raise that much money in such a short time. And that Tate's legacy will live on. As more information is coming out about what happened both that day and the weeks leading up, my heart just breaks a little bit more at how senseless it was and how it really and truly didn't need to happen. And we need to, I don't know, something's got to change, and I don't know the answers, and I wish I did, but I don't. But I know that the 42 Strong Foundation is going to have a good impact and a positive impact, not only on just our community, but on those around us. And eventually that mission is to spread. And I have no doubt that Buck will make that happen. So yeah, again, if you're inclined to donate, I can't thank you enough. If you are not in a position where you can, certainly getting the word out, liking 42 Strong. I think on Instagram it's 42 Strong Tate, Tate. Liking it, that boosts analytics, really matter, and it helps get the word out. So even if you just do that, I'm so grateful. Hang on one second, Lizzie. No bark. No, come lay down. I'm gonna let you go because the barking's driving me nuts. It's got to be driving you nuts because she's not your dog. Again, I thank you. If you have donated, please send me a note so that I can send you a thank you note. And we'll go from there. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.